Did someone say shopping? We are live on location at the Galleria Mall in Karen at the Samsung store, and it's Yolanda Mulwa, but you can see he's trying to steal my job. I'm really, by the way, I've stuck to this story. Ryan Mule back on the set from China. Did you bring me a gift?
I only went on holiday. I got to shop gifts for you.
People go to shop in China. People don't go on holiday, but we'll take your word for it.
Well,
you have a lot of treats, right? For us?
Yeah, for the viewers, a lot of new stuff to talk about. And it's really nice to be here again with you guys. We started off the year back in February or January? I think February. Yeah, and now we're actually closing off the year with you guys as well. And it's really exciting. I love it.
And we love having you around. And just like in February when you are around, special offers. It's Black November. Every time I see you, I see discounts. So before we get into discounts, it's gift giving season on shop.digger and in the wild because it's Black November. Before we talk about some of the price slashes that I'm seeing right now, let's talk about technology. When you traveled, you had a companion with you.
Yes,
I'm not talking about the person you went with. I'm talking about the technology.
The technology companion that was riding in my pocket. Actually, I had two. I had my own personal S25 Plus, which we have here, in lovely mint green.
It's actually his phone.
Yeah, this is actually my phone in mint green. Please don't be scared of colors. And then, of course, I had the S25 FE, which I was doing a test run of. So I used both of them concurrently, and it was really a good experience. And especially with the FE. Usually the FE, which is Fan Edition, for those of you who are watching, please remember what I've just said, Fan Edition. Yeah, you'll know why soon. And that Fan Edition basically wraps off the S series for the year. So this is our last flagship launch of the year globally, which will of course pave way for the next big thing that's coming next year. But the Fan Edition usually is a slightly more affordable version of the Galaxy S range. And it's really targeted at those people who want that Galaxy S experience without having to pay the much higher price points demanded from the S25 Plus and the Ultra. And you might immediately assume there's a compromise there, but it's very little. And that's why I went,
Flagship X.
Exactly.
At a fraction of the price. What's the catch?
So to start with, this retails at a recommended retail price of around 90,000 shillings.
You get
you get change. If you compare to my S25 Plus, which starts at around 130K, you can do the quick math on that. You get the same level of camera experience, really high quality cameras. You get the same level of performance.
So performance,
the processor. So it's a different processor from the main S range. It's a Samsung Exynos series. The S range, the rest of the S range uses the Snapdragon processors. And yes, it's a bit of a different technical experience. But if you're gaming, if you're doing streaming, it's still way more than enough. And it's actually an improvement over the last S24 FE.
I like that. Now, leave your product manager hat aside. Just user experience. Right from the jump, from the bat, the differences from the feel, from the touch, from the MIDI.
Holding my S25, and I think you can even get confused. You're holding my S25 Plus. You can't really tell it apart, right? So here's the S25 Plus, here's the S25 FE. So yes, you're paying a lower premium, but you're still getting the same level of design language and that look and feel. And it's a lot more lighter. So this is actually the lightest and the thinnest Fan Edition phone we've ever made. So in terms of that user experience, you get all the Galaxy AI and Gemini features that you are used to on the full S range, and some of them we've played with already here. One example, you said when I went on my travels, I was in a country that's not predominantly English speaking. Actually, it's 90% Mandarin.
Did you pick like anything? You didn't even start the show with Konnichiwa. No, who does that?
Because the device made me lazy. So what I was actually doing, whether I'm communicating at the hotel, when I'm bargaining, when I'm taking my cab rides, I just reading the menu. Actually, with reading menus, I would just open Gemini, go to Gemini Live, switch on the camera, and I'd simply ask it to translate what it sees in front of me, and it would do that. Then with now the communication, I use the interpreter app, which is a mainstay of the Samsung S line, and I'm able to just basically type in or speak what I want to say, and it speaks over in Mandarin. And they speak to me, and it gets a translation. It was very smooth and effortless, and I didn't have to actually have an internet connection. You just download the language pack, It's about 700 megabytes. It's a bit big, but still you have a lot of space on this. You download the language pack, the full Chinese language pack, and you're good to go.
This is really nice if you're a student who's learning a foreign language. Maybe you've gone to uni to a foreign country. Maybe you're a business person who goes to China, tunajua Nairobi business community. And I like it. Just continue, because I'm picking up so much.
So we had the interpreter running on that. The Gemini worked really well when I was, because there's situations where we would get lost maybe navigating on the metro, and all the signs are in Chinese. So you can take a picture and translate, but if you just open Gemini Live and point it and simply ask it.
You don't have to take a picture.
Don't have to take a picture. Even if I was to do Gemini Live now and ask it, what do you see in front of me? It will actually describe this scene. It appears to be you're in an electronics store, there's a shoot happening. So I had that complete experience, an AI experience, and there was no problem whatsoever with me moving around and communicating. I did a lot of my walking around was at nighttime, and I took a lot of photos, and I showed you a few here, touristy things. And I took a lot of photos while I was on a boat cruise at night. And one of the biggest plus points of our cameras is how they perform at night. So with what we've been talking about, nightography, so these phones also have an automatic night mode. It kicks in when the lighting is at its lowest. And sometimes it doesn't even need to kick in to adjust certain elements.
What I loved about the content you showed me, we went through the content you was showing off for me, is the stability. I asked you, were you using a tripod?
No, not at all.
Wow.
So of course you have optical image stabilization on this. You can shoot from between 4 and 8K videos as well. And the other cool thing about it was editing those photos. So on this S range, including the S25 FE, if I wanted to edit on an app, I can do that. But if I don't have the time, I can just simply scroll up like I showed you, and then Galaxy AI is going to analyze my image and try and understand, okay, from this photo, is the brightness too high, too low? Is the contrast too high, too low? Is the exposure too high, too low? And it does all that in the background, then it shows you before and after. And you simply...
children and still wants to make content, right?
And you can just post it and go on with your day immediately.
Hold that thought, Ryan. So let me give you our live line so you can ask Ryan many questions, like what he brought you from China. Hopefully he brought you something. He didn't even bring me even a greeting, not even a konnichiwa. So our number is 0111 701 303. So you can ask him any questions, and you can also answer a few questions. So we have 3 questions. In the world of Samsung Galaxy, what does FE stand for? And then the second question, what are Samsung's latest entry-level earbuds called? Usijali kaujui answer, atakwambia tu answer. He likes to talk, he'll give you the answer. What's the Galaxy AI feature that allows you to erase objects from a photo called? If you get all 3 answers, you get a hamper. Da, 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 da. Also, go to our social media platforms and answer, and also follow Samsung Kenya. And then if you've checked all those many things I've asked you for, then you get something special from Mr. China here. Continue, Ryan.
So, I mean, when I was running both devices side by side, so I had this S25 Plus was running an eSIM. Again, we have eSIM capabilities on these phones. So I had an eSIM which allowed me to access the web, and then I would also tether the S25 FE. As I was basically just testing it out. In terms of, you asked me about gaming. I do a bit of gaming on my phone, and it's really sufficient for what you require for gaming, and it depends on what kind of games you're doing. So a lot of the popular games are what we call battle royale, so you run around shooting people online, and they're really intensive in the sense that they really demand a lot from the phone in terms of processing power, even heating. So the S25 FE still manages to do that even with the Exynos processor. I know a lot of the techies would be like, oh, it doesn't have the Snapdragon, it has the Samsung X. No, it's way more.
Excited
get excited about it. It's really capable. Then again, most people ask, how's the battery life? So you charge the phone, leave in the morning, of course you're out and about. I don't really use power banks that much, to be honest. You do get a really sufficient 4,900 milliampere hour battery, but the good thing about the FE is that we've actually stepped up the fast charging from 25 watts to 45 watts. So even if I woke up late, like you told me I woke up late today, and I only had 10 minutes or 15 minutes to get my charge running, now that I have 45 watt fast charging, I can get it up to a good percentage much faster.
I like that because we're on the go, Masa. Let me give the number again, 0111 701 303. That's 0111 701 303. I think it's going to also be scrolling at the bottom of the screen. When we say digital mall, I don't know if you want to finish up with the phone, and then we can get into some of the Black November offers that various Samsung stores have going on at the moment. And then I know what you like about, harmonious, solar, what do you call it?
Harmonious.
You have to have anything Samsung in your house.
It's a good thing. What we call the ecosystem.
Yes.
You really like that word. You like the word ecosystem. So that's your watch. That's your buds. The one you asked about. There's one seated right in front of us.
Yes.
So we have really good audio.
For you, I
we have really good audio buds. What we call true wireless stereo. We have the watches, of course, which we talked about before. Watch 8, Watch 8 Classic. So there's an option for everyone. So all this give you that lifestyle connectivity, whether it's just for enjoying your music, for the watches, if you're into running, if you're into fitness and wellness, they do the job. If you just want a watch because it looks good and you can take your calls on the watch and do all other things, it still does that. So the major thing actually for this year as we close off is also we've introduced what we call the Buds Core, which is our most entry-level audio earbuds.
You're thinking about the economy?
Yes. Now, typically, most of our buds, which have been the Buds 3, Buds 3 Pro, those are a bit on the higher end. They're like your S25 Plus and Ultra. They cost up to 20K plus. But this is actually under 10,000 Kenya shillings.
You don't have to bank Secret Santa.
With active noise cancellation. And remember, I told you I was using the interpreter, right? I was using the interpreter with the S25 FE, and I have my own Buds 3. But the Buds Core, just like the really expensive buds, when you're doing the interpretation, it will actually send it directly to your buds. So as that person is speaking back to me in whatever language they're speaking in, it plays back in my audio. And as I speak, the microphone picks up and then outputs my audio from the phone. So still with really smart features. It's not just music. They're really clever buds. There's even a mode, there's an app in the settings that tells you if you're actually wearing them correctly, because the way you fit in your buds will determine how clear the sound quality is and how comfortable it is. So really good value for money. Now under 10,000 Kenya shillings, you can get Samsung original active noise cancellation earbuds, and that's the Buds Core.
I love it. You know, we're getting into the gifting season, and sometimes, like even in my office, we have Secret Santa, and you're like, now this person needs buds, like my producer here. So now I know.
I think they're the perfect gift. You don't have to think about. Everyone listens to music. I don't know what you like listening to.
I do. I'm a radio presenter.
Oh yeah,
Ryan.
So this is a really good gift for the season.
Let's the screen, because you're the only person. Can you imagine? He got this phone, I think, just after we'd met or before we met.
February.
The beginning of the year. He doesn't even have a screen protector. He doesn't have a cover. I'm like, Ryan, are you okay? I even asked him, the boys, does he give his children? He's like, they watch and they are good. So, are you going to say the same thing about this?
I'm a renegade. So, this really makes people stressed. I don't know why, but I like carrying my phones around like this. Yes, I do use my covers once in a while, like when I go out on a run, but typically I'll carry them like this. I'm very confident in the strength of this phone. It has fallen, both of them. And remember, I was trying to explain to you earlier, these phones are actually made of armored aluminium. So it's reinforced aluminium. The S25 Plus uses a different grade from the S25 FE. This is armor aluminium 2. This is armor aluminium. Now,
what does that mean? Like in layman's, you know, you're a tech geek, you are confusing us.
You can hold the FE and just give it a knock on the sides and see how strong that is. So that gives it that level of strength, physical strength. So even if it drops, and if it drops on its edge, armor aluminium absorbs the shock.
Have you dropped your phone?
Okay. And that absorbs the shock pretty well. Of course, with the screen, you have Gorilla Glass, and it's actually front and on the back as well. On this, it's Gorilla Glass Victus. It's one of the highest grades of Gorilla Glass you have out there. So in terms of durability, you have really high-end durability. You have, of course, IP68 water and dust resistance on that as well. Yeah, so if you're using it out and it starts raining and you're trying to pick a call, if you're running, whatever, it's still fairly safe. Yeah. So for me, yes, I'm not saying do not use covers, and we have really good Samsung original covers even where we are. But if you wanted to carry your phone, and if you're not very clumsy with your hands, you could, and you get to show off the nice design as well. And that's me.
I like that. I like that. Living life on the edge. So we're going to go back to the questions. So we have a giveaway 000333701 in the world of Samsung Galaxy. What does FE stand for? Ryan already gave you the answer. The second question is, what are Samsung's latest entry-level earbuds called? And what's the Galaxy AI feature that allows you to erase objects from a photo called? He told you all the answers, so get to answering, get to texting, and if you do it when the live is still going on, we're going to call out your name and send you something amazing. I was going to ask you something. I don't know if I forgot. During my training, because we do get training, I like how you guys are very serious about your brand. I discovered that these floating cameras are very independent. If, I'm not saying you're going to shutter your camera, but should anything happen to one, I didn't know, we closed. Daisy is so awesome. I thought they're normally 3 for Madoido, like for just my vibes, because they are cute. They actually, I just want to ask you just a question off the cuff. They are very, very separate. Like,
very separate. And actually you'll find, you'll find nowadays when you pick up a smartphone, you have 3 cameras, 4 cameras, 5. I mean, the limits are getting crazy. So they each do something different. So you have a 50 megapixel wide angle camera. That is your standard shooter that you shoot with. The main camera. Okay. Then you have an 8 megapixel telephoto camera. Now that's what achieves that zoom. Yeah, so that does what we call up to 3 times optical zoom. And then you have the 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, and that makes the frame much bigger. So if you've got a lot to capture within the frame of a shot, then that's a 12 megapixel camera working right there. And for example, like landscape shots, the 12 megapixel ultra wide camera is what works best there. And of course, you have a really good front camera as well, as a 12 megapixel front camera. So each one of them, and you can switch between them independently if you so wish. And you can shoot in pro mode. Now in pro mode, you can really play around. The guys who are behind the cameras know everything about exposure, shutter speed, and all that. You can really play around with it. So if you're a content creator and you don't want to just shoot and click, you can actually go into pro mode and really play around. And you can even save those, shoot in raw mode and get a really big file, which is perfect for editing after. So there's a lot that you can do with this. People are shooting really awesome stuff. And like I told you, you can record video up to 8K on this, between 4 and 8K. So with this in your pocket, it was easier for me to go around. It's a bit less intimidating because I also have a camera, fully fledged camera. But it's a lot less intimidating to people when you're just using a phone. And if you have to use a camera,
WhatsApp for their mom, or whatever.
And if you can use both systems concurrently, but this is always just really quick and easy to go, and we're making it better and better for creators on just like me and you. We're amateurs, and then now the really good content creators out there, and even the photographers and videographers. So the camera tech is going to keep on improving significantly.
And this comes in colors, right?
Yes. So this
decided to go most bland. Wow, Ryan, you are the vanilla of ice creams.
I'm holding my own phone is mint green.
What happened here? What was going on this day?
That's what the office gave me. But if I had an option, and if this phone also came, if it came in purple, I would trust me. I would have it in purple. Even yellow, I would have it in yellow. Canary yellow. Yeah. So we've got this white. Then we've got the blue. We've got a blue one there. Navy blue, and then you've got a black grayish one as well. But again, even with the colors, progressively, we're making them a bit more vibrant. So even the rest of our range that is here, if you look at the A17, can you see the A07 there? Can you see that shade of green?
Yes.
So we're trying to make the colors a lot more exciting.
And vibrant. The bodies also.
And Kina Ryan, the strange ones in the group. You've got those color options available for you.
Can I ask a controversial question? In general about technology, there's something that I picked up from training, the way you can erase an actual object from a photo. Yeah. Isn't that a little dangerous, Ryan? Are you not handing us the keys to hell, as the people behind the technology? Just for thought.
So, object erasure, and I'm saying that so that the guys who are being asked questions, maybe you're already getting a cheat code there. Yeah. But anyway, all this is part of AI. AI is really, really leapfrogging. It's moving faster than you can imagine. Anytime we wake up tomorrow or the next day, something new is here. So, being able to erase something from a picture, yes, it does have some risky social implications, legal implications as well, depending on how you're doing it. So, of course, while you're doing that, please, we urge people to do it in an ethical manner. And when you do that on these devices, it actually puts a watermark that says it's an AI image.
That's what I need to say.
It does that. It does that.
You're very
So
about
we've built that into the software of the phone, so it's responsible in that way. But to an extent, there's certain elements of this that will still need a lot of global governance and regulation, because it's not only about erasing a photo, something from a photo. Right now, people are bringing people from the afterlife, and you're seeing it online, and they're doing all sorts of things. We can undead people. So it's a really crazy time to be alive, but really an exciting time. And I believe those things will be ironed out as society moves along with the new tech.
What are you hoping the next phones, because like you said, we are almost wrapping up with the S25 range. What are you hoping to see in the next range? Whatever we're going to, not we, okay, you guys at Samsung, whatever you're going to release next year, what are you looking to?
So for me,
both and also just from a product manager point of view.
For me, one of the things that I would really look forward to, and I do look forward to, and it will happen progressively, and it might seem like we've been talking about SS, like this guy only deals with premium phones, he doesn't care about the rest. Actually, I am a major internal champion of everything else, especially the A series.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, so there's the A56. So before I was actually carrying this, I've been using A54. I've used the A56 even this year. So what I would really be excited to see is a lot of these premium features trickling down into the mid-range and into the entry range. To an extent, it's just because we're talking about S here, to an extent it has already started happening with the A56, with the A26, A36, which also have AI. They have really good cameras, especially the A56. And then if you go into the A17 and A07, they also have some AI features. So being able to see those features trickling down, and even some of the performance and hardware elements trickling down to the other ranges is exciting for me, because it means now we can begin to truly make that Galaxy experience very inclusive. So if you're buying an A07 for 15K, 18K, you don't feel like you're really like you're sitting in a different corner of the class entirely. You're still actually in this Samsung Galaxy ecosystem. You might not get everything on the S, but you're still getting really good value for money. Yeah, so that's what I would like to see. I could talk about advanced cameras and everything else, but for me, it's that increasing feature and benefits inclusivity into the rest of the range.
About you. Break open the VIP section. Let some people, let them peek in. Now let's big up your supply chain first. Thank you so much for the store at Galleria, the Samsung store. They have amazing, crazy offers. If you're seeing all these two bubbles, they have special offers for the whole month of November, right? And every other Samsung store. So what are you looking at? If somebody wants to gift, I've been asking every Samsung rep who's coming on the show, what should you look out for when you're buying something for someone? It's almost Christmas. Umenulia watu ma presents kutoka China.
Particularly if it's electronics, right? And Samsung, right? Samsung. So yes, a big thank you to the Galleria store here. Every single thing here has some special offer bubble. And we've got, even if you come through today, we've got a really nice flower backdrop there. You can take a beautiful photo there and just get to experience and try out the S25 FE. If you're coming here to buy a gift, my go-to, and I'll pick three. The Bud Score, really affordable, really easy, and that can be used by almost anyone and everyone. I would go for the tablets as well.
Like mine?
Yeah, that's actually the FE. That's another FE. That's a Tab S10 FE, fine edition.
In my handbag.
Think about this now blown up. The FE. Now this FE is great as a gift. Yeah. For example, I will buy this for my wife, and if she's listening, then I've already fixed myself in.
You just present Mrs. Mule.
It's great for entertainment. It's great for work, especially if you're doing note taking. It's an S Pen. It's actually it is the most affordable S Pen tablet.
It as well, so I love it.
And then for the kids, because again, tablets are a shared kind of thing, and that's why it makes it a perfect gift. You use it, your daughter at home uses it, and it has a dedicated kids mode. Actually, that's what most people don't know. There's a dedicated kids mode on all our Samsung tablets, including the FE. So you can lock away what you don't want them to spend time on, and they just they just play around in the kids mode. So this I would advocate for. Yeah. And of course, the S25 FE.
Now he's going to say bye.
Yeah.
See you on Saturday.
It's been great.
It's been awesome.